everyone, it's Sevi. Today was supposed to be the day of the Honkai Star Rail version 1.1 special program livestream global, but unfortunately that didn't happen. Only the CN livestream on Bilibili pushed through due to unforeseen circumstances. So what we did is that on stream, we watched the CN program over on Bilibili. Unfortunately, I don't understand Chinese, so the amount of information I was able to get from it was pretty limited. However, I am going to share that information with you guys, talk about it, discuss it a little bit, and hopefully it's still going to help you out. Starting with perhaps one of the more anticipated things from the live stream is the banners. Now, many of us already know that Silverwolf and Luocha and Yukong are going to be the new characters entering Star Rail in version 1.1. However, on the live stream, they actually showed us both Phase 1 and Phase 2 banners and the accompanying 4 stars. So for Phase 1, we are getting Silverwolf, and the accompanying 4 stars are Danheng, Asta, and Serval. All characters you get at first for free. And then on Phase 2, we are getting the Luocha banner, and on Luocha's banner are Pella, Qingche, and Yukong. So if you're choosing between Silverwolf and Luocha and you're not really sure about them or you need more information about them, some things you can consider that they were able to share in the live stream is that Silverwolf is a quantum nihility character, and her main mechanic is that she can inflict weaknesses onto enemies based on her teammates. That is a very good mechanic in itself. Like, she is a nihility character, inflicting debuffs is her thing, and with that mechanic, it's going to be a lot easier to get that breaking in, to get that damage in. So it's a really good offensive support pick. And if you are all clear for your survivability, you don't need another abundance character, you don't need help staying alive, then Silverwolf is going to be a very, very good pickup. On the other hand, there is Luocha. Luocha is an imaginary abundance character, and maybe you are having a hard time surviving. Maybe Natasha is your only healer and you want another healer for your second team in Memory of Chaos or Forgotten Hall because it's hard to stay alive and you're not sure when Bailu is going to come to your account. Being able to guarantee Luocha as an abundance character is going to be very useful for progressing your account, for being able to get through those difficult battles, and him being imaginary as well, adding to our current roster of one imaginary character who is Welt, then that is going to be great for countering those imaginary weak enemies. Luocha, what we were able to see of him from the live stream is that he has attack scaling healing, and he has a mechanic where he can deploy a field that enables your allies to heal when your allies hit an enemy. Now, as we can see on the Luocha banner, Yukong is there too, and Yukong is an imaginary character. She's an imaginary harmony character. So if you don't have any imaginary units, then Luocha banner is going to be basically a bounty for that, because you will hopefully be able to grab 2 imaginary units in one go. However, another thing to consider about the Silverwolf and Luocha banners is, if you didn't know yet, Honkai Star Rail actually drip marketed or teased that Kafka Blade and Luca are coming out in version 1.2. So if you're simping for any of those characters, then I guess you might feel like skipping the 1.1 banners just so that you can save for the 1.2 banners. So now that we've covered the new characters, let's quickly take note of the other 4-star characters that are being featured on Silverwolf's and Luocha's banners. As I did in my previous banner review, I want to point out some of the important eidolons that you can aim for or hope for that will be really great if you can catch them. So for Danheng, his earliest constellation is a pretty good one because it basically increases his crit rate against enemies that are still above 50% HP. You know, is basically more damage. Then his E2, it reduces the cooldown of his talent by 1 turn. His talent puts wind resistance penetration on his next attack, and currently it has a cooldown of 2 turns. So once you're able to get his E2, it's going to reduce that to just 1 turn each time. And then his final eidolon is another great one to watch out for, which is that the slowness that can be inflicted by his skill onto enemies gets an extra 8%. Moving on to Asta, who's also going to be on the Silverwolf banner. So her E1 is a pretty great one because it takes her skills from 5 hits to 6 hits. And those 6 hits, like, it might sound like it's just 1 extra hit, but Asta's skill, multi-hit skill, is really, really good for breaking. And maybe that 6th hit is going to be the extra one that's going to get the final break in. So I find this to be a really useful eidolon. And then her E4 gives her extra energy regeneration rate, which is pretty valuable considering that you want Asta to be able to get her ult up reliably in order to get that speed buff for the entire team. The third 4-star on Silverwolf's banner is Serval, and let's take a look at her Eidolons, and some of the more significant ones are her E4, which gives her ultimate a 100% base chance to apply shocked to enemies that haven't already been shocked. Serval's main mechanic, aside from being an erudition character, multi-target, is that she can deliver damage over time. And her ultimate being able to inflict more damage over time, of course, then, you know, more damage. And then her E6 is another big one because it's basically an overall damage boost against enemies with the shocked debuff. It's kind of funny that they're running Pella again on Luocha's banner because she was just on Zila's banner. So Pella's E4 inflicts an ice resistance debuff with her skill. So this is going to be great synergy for a character like Yanqing because it basically lets him hit harder or any other ice characters that you have on your team. Although I would say that Pella's Eidolons in general are pretty good value. So hopefully you'll be able to pick her up if you do pull on the Luocha banner. And then there's Qingchui, and here I want to emphasize her E4. Gives a 24% fixed chance to gain autarky after using her skill. And with autarky, it basically launches a follow-up attack after using her basic attack or an enhanced basic attack. So it's basically an additional damage source. Now, I wasn't able to glean that much information about Yukong from the live stream. However, if you were looking forward to Yukong but don't want to pull on the Luocha banner, it looks like they're going to be giving a free copy of her in version 1.2. It seems to be a part that I missed, so take that with a grain of salt. So aside from the banners, what else was revealed in the 1.1 live stream? I'm going to brush over some things, and this isn't totally comprehensive because, again, not fluent in Chinese. But one is that we are getting a free 4-star light cone. It looks like it's going to be Nihility. It has Silverwolf on the art. There are going to be a bunch of events, but one event that I was very happy to see previewed was a Calyx overflow. I wasn't able to catch which type of Calyx exactly. Any type of overflow from any Calyx I am grateful for. And then we are getting new companion quests. We're getting 4 new companion quests. We're getting Silverwolf, Luocha, Yanqing, and Bailu, actually, which is a lot of content. So for those of you who enjoyed companion quests in 1.0, you're getting more of them. I'm looking forward to them personally. I like those characters. They're interesting. And then we are getting a 7-day login event. And this time, they are giving out special warps, okay? Or special Star Rail passes, basically. I did not expect them to be that generous, but okay, very, very welcome. And then they are going to be adding an in-game chat feature as well. Anyway, that's going to be all for this video. Let me know in the comments what you are looking forward to in version 1.1. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you all soon. Take care!